Good afternoon, my name is Madeline Nilsson and I will be sharing with you today what I learned after evaluating and observing the assessment tools used in the Chemistry 113 labs under the instructional aid Jens Nilsson. And I'd like to just warn you at first, I'm going to be moving my notes, so if you see me moving, that's what I'm doing. So to begin, I would like to first define diagnostic assessment. According to Hall, assessing learning is about collecting information or evidence on learners and making judgments about it. While there are several methods of assessment used in this class, I would like to focus my thoughts on the pre-lab assessment used. The pre-lab is a homework assignment given out in order to assess the student's knowledge and understanding of a topic before coming to class and completing an experiment. As OB and STAP state, in order to effectively implement pre-unit diagnostic assessments, 4 key steps should be followed. Number 1, priority needs to be put onto learning goals. Number 2, the design of the pre-unit needs to administer a brief measure of top priority content. Number 3, the pre-lab needs to measure knowledge and understanding. And 4, it needs to measure skills and procedures. I would like to use these 4 points to further discuss the value of a pre-lab assignment. The first component, as mentioned earlier, is to prioritize content from the learning goals, as the learners are to be performing an experiment and understanding of the basic chemistry components and equations are needed in order to apply learning to experimentation. The second component needed in a pre-diagnostic assessment tool is that it must be designed to measure the top priority content. The pre-lab assignment did a great job of this, as there were only a few questions. As there were only a few questions, this assessment was able to prioritize the most important content from the chapter that they were presently learning. The third component is to ensure the pre-lab tools measure knowledge and understanding. There was one question on the pre-lab homework that every student in the class struggled with. Because the pre-lab did a divine job at measuring the learner's understanding, the instructional aid Jens was able to differentiate his teaching to better help his students understand specific chemistry equations and topics. As OB and SAP state, the basic idea of differentiation is that the teacher finds out student needs and readiness before starting instruction so they can use this information to tailor or differentiate instruction for them. If the pre-lab had not been in place, the instructional aid Jens would not have been able to identify what topic his learners were struggling with. The fourth component needed is to measure skills and abilities. This is very important considering the students were to experiment in order to further understand their topic. As Hall mentioned, assessment may serve the following diverse purposes: to establish a level of student knowledge and understanding, to monitor student progress, to diagnose difficulties, and to determine students' ability to cooperate on a task with others and problem solve. The pre-lab was able to gain information about if the students were ready to start working on an experiment with their peers or if they needed further instruction. After speaking more with Jens, I was able to learn that while he feels the pre-lab is a very valuable assessment tool, the lab reports that the students complete after each experiment helps him to really assess what the learners understand. He says, and I quote, "The open-ended structure of the lab report lets me see if they really understand the concepts in lab." End quote. This summative assessment is also a valuable tool in helping educators better teach to the needs of their learners. As I was not able to assess the lab reports because they are turned in at a later time, this video mainly focused, as mentioned, on the pre-lab. And I feel that it is a very powerful instrument in helping teachers to better, as mentioned, differentiate their teaching. I'd like to thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the assessment tools used in Arizona State University's Chemistry 113 labs. Thank you for your time.